Captain Zextar watched the blue planet grow larger on his ship's screen. His 3 hearts beat with worry. The quantum drives were almost dead. Warning lights flashed red all around the bridge. His ship, the Stellar Wanderer, was dying in space. How much fuel do we have left? He asked his engineer. Clithon checked his readings. Maybe 2 days, Captain. 3 if we shut down life support in half the ship. Zextar looked at the planet again. It was small and covered in water and clouds. The scans showed it had the materials they needed. Hydrogen for fuel, rare metals for repairs. But there was a problem. The planet had life on it. Smart life. They call themselves humans, said Whisper of Stars, the ship's cultural expert. She was tall and thin like all her people. Her voice was soft like wind. They are very young. They have not even left their own star system yet. Perfect, said Zextar. Young species are easy to deal with. We give them some basic medicine. They give us fuel. Everyone is happy. The other aliens on the bridge nodded. They had done this many times before. Find a young species, trade with them, take what was needed, leave them behind. It was simple business. But as they got closer to Earth, something felt different. The humans were talking to them on radio. The voices sounded excited, not scared. Most young species ran and hid when they saw alien ships. But these humans were asking questions. They wanted to meet them. Down on Earth, Commander Jake Morrison stood in the control room of the Earth Defense Center. He had been waiting for this day his whole life. First contact with aliens. His hands shook a little, but he was not afraid. He was curious. "Sir, they want to land at our base in Nevada," said Lieutenant Alex Turner. "They say they need fuel and repairs." "What do they offer in return?" Jake asked. "Medical technology. Some basic tools. Nothing too advanced." Jake thought about this. The alien ship was huge. It could destroy Earth if they wanted to. But they were asking nicely for help. That was a good sign. "Let them land," Jake said. "But keep our weapons ready, just in case." Dr. Lisa Park was already packing her bags. She was a scientist who studied life from other planets. Well, she had studied. The idea of it. Now she would meet real aliens. Her heart beat fast with excitement. "Lisa, slow down," said her assistant. "We do not know if they are friendly." "They asked to land," Lisa said. "They could have just taken what they needed, but they asked. That means they have rules. They believe in right and wrong." The alien ship landed in the desert. It was black and silver and very large. Steam came from its engines. Lights blinked along its sides. It looked like something from a movie, but it was real. Jake Morrison walked toward the ship with his team. He wore his best uniform. Dr. Lisa Park walked beside him. She carried recording equipment and a translator device. Behind them, Alex Turner and his soldiers stayed ready for trouble. A door opened in the side of the alien ship. Light spilled out. 3 figures walked down a ramp. The first was tall with green scales and yellow eyes. He wore a blue uniform with strange symbols. This was Captain Zextar. He looked around the desert with careful eyes. The second alien looked like a giant insect. She had 4 arms and wings that glowed in the sunlight. Her name was Vexhai. She moved like a dancer. The third alien was strange. She looked almost like smoke that had taken human shape. She floated instead of walking. This was Whisper of Stars. "Greetings," said Captain Zextar. His voice was deep and rough. "I am Captain Zextar of the Hegemony. We need fuel and repairs. We offer fair trade." Jake stepped forward. "Welcome to Earth. I am Commander Jake Morrison. We are happy to help." Zextar was surprised. Most young species were afraid. They begged or threatened. But this human seemed calm and friendly. "You are not afraid of us?" Zextar asked. "Should we be?" Jake asked back. The question made Zextar think. In all his years of space travel, no one had ever asked him that. They just assumed he was dangerous. "We mean no harm," Zextar said. "We only need supplies." "Then we will help," said Jake. "But we would like to learn about you, too. If that is okay." Dr. Lisa Park stepped forward. "I study life from other worlds. You are the first aliens we have ever met. This is very exciting for us. Whisper of Stars floated closer to Lisa. You want to learn about us? Not just trade with us? Of course, Lisa said. You have traveled between the stars. You must have seen amazing things. We want to hear your stories. The aliens looked at each other. This was not normal. Young species usually only wanted technology. They did not care about stories or culture. What do you want to know? Asked Vex High. Her voice sounded like music, everything, Lisa said with a big smile. What are your worlds like? What do you eat? What makes you happy? Do you have families? Do you make art? Captain Zextar had planned to finish the trade in one day, but these questions made him curious too. When was the last time someone had asked what made him happy? We will set up a meeting area, Jake said. You can park your ship here as long as you need. Our engineers will help fix anything that is broken. You trust us that much? Zextar asked. You came here asking for help instead of taking what you needed, Jake said. That tells us a lot about who you are. As the sun set over the desert, both groups worked together to set up a temporary base. The aliens brought out their equipment. The humans brought food and water and chairs. Sam Rodriguez, the human engineer, looked at the alien ship with wonder. How does this thing fly? He asked Clithon. Quantum drives bend space, Clithon said, but they are broken now. Can I help fix them? Sam asked. I am good with machines. Clithon was surprised again. The human wanted to help fix alien technology. That was very trusting, or very brave. Yes, Clithon said. I could use help. As night fell, Captain Zextar stood outside his ship. He looked up at the stars. In all his years of travel, he had never met a species like humans. They were curious without being greedy. They were helpful without wanting something back. Maybe this would not be such a simple trade after all. Maybe these humans had something the galaxy had never seen before, something that could not be measured or bought or sold, something that might change everything. The next morning, Sam Rodriguez arrived at the alien ship with a toolbox and a big cup of coffee. He found Clithon already working on the quantum drives. The alien engineer had panels open everywhere. Wires and glowing parts covered the floor. Good. Morning, Sam said cheerfully. Ready to fix this thing? Clithon looked at the humans' tools. They were simple. Hammers, wrenches, tape, and wire. These will not work on quantum technology, he said. You might be surprised, Sam said. He looked at the broken drive. What does this part do? It focuses the quantum field, Clithon explained. But the crystals are cracked. Sam studied the crystals. They were beautiful, like diamonds that glowed from inside. But they had lines running through them. Can you grow new ones? It takes months, Clithon said. We do not have months. Sam thought for a moment. Then he pulled out a roll of silver tape. What if we wrap them, just to hold them together until you can grow new ones? Clithon stared at him. You want to fix a quantum drive with tape? Not just tape, Sam said. Really good tape. Meanwhile, Dr. Lisa Park sat with Whisper of Stars in the shade of the alien ship. She had brought books, photos, and a music player. This is our art, Lisa said, showing pictures of paintings and statues. We make beautiful things just because we like them. Whisper of Stars studied the images. In her long life, she had seen art from 1,000 worlds. But it was always religious or political. It had purposes. This human art seemed different. Why did this person paint flowers? She asked. Because flowers are pretty, Lisa said. And painting them made her happy. That is all? No deeper meaning? Sometimes there is deeper meaning, Lisa said. But sometimes we just make things because they are beautiful, or because making them feels good. She turned on the music player. A soft song filled the air. It had piano and strings and a woman singing about love. Whisper of Stars felt something strange happen inside her. The music made her feel warm and sad at the same time. It reminded her of home, even though she had never heard it before. What is this feeling? She asked. You like the music, Lisa said. It makes you feel something. That is what music is for. But what is the purpose? Does it help you hunt? Does it warn of danger? No, Lisa said. It just makes us feel good, or helps us remember, or lets us share feelings with other people. Across the camp, Commander Jake Morrison was talking with Captain Zextar. They sat on folding chairs, drinking coffee and looking at the desert. "How do you lead your people?" Zextar asked. "Do you show strength? Do you make them fear you?" Jake laughed. "If my people feared me, I would be a bad leader. I try to earn their respect instead." "How?" "By caring about them. By listening to their ideas. By making hard choices when I have to, but always explaining why." Zextar had led ships for many years. In the hegemony, leaders gave orders and expected them to be followed. Questions were not welcome. "What if they disagree with you?" he asked. "Then we talk about it," Jake said. "Sometimes they change my mind. Sometimes I change theirs. Sometimes we find a better way that none of us thought of alone." "That sounds slow," Zextar said. "Sometimes it is," Jake agreed. "But people work harder when they believe in what they are doing. When they help make the plan, they want it to succeed." Beth Murphy, the communications officer, had set up a movie screen outside. She invited the aliens to watch a human film with popcorn and sodas. The movie was about a dog that traveled across the country to find its family. Vexhai, the warrior poet, found herself crying during the sad parts. In her culture, warriors did not cry. But the story of the loyal dog touched something deep inside her. "Why do you tell stories about animals?" she asked Beth. "Because animals can teach us about love and loyalty," Beth said. "This dog never gave up. It kept trying even when things were hard. That inspires us." "You learn lessons from made-up stories?" "The best stories teach us about real life," Beth explained. "They show us how to be brave or kind or strong. They help us understand each other." After the movie, Vexhai asked to hear human poetry. Beth found some poems on her tablet and read them out loud. There were poems about war and peace, love and loss, hope and fear. "Your poets write about sadness," Vexhai observed. "Yes," Beth said. "Sadness is part of life. Writing about it helps us understand it, and sharing it helps us feel less alone." Back in the engine room, Sam and Clithon were making progress. Sam's tape was actually a special polymer that could handle extreme temperatures. It held the cracked crystals together while they worked. "This should not work," Clithon muttered as the quantum field stabilized. "But it does work," Sam said, happily. Sometimes the simple way is the best way. He pulled out a rubber mallet and gently tapped a stubborn connection. The whole drive hummed to life. Clithon was amazed. "You fixed a quantum drive by hitting it?" "Percussive maintenance," Sam said proudly. "When electronics get stuck, sometimes they just need a little encouragement." That evening, the humans organized a barbecue. They cooked meat and vegetables over an open fire. The aliens were curious about human food. Dr. Matt Collins, the base doctor, explained the different dishes. "This is called a hamburger, and these are hot dogs, even though they are not made from dogs." "Why do you call them hot dogs, then?" asked Whisper of Stars. "Nobody really knows," Matt said with a smile. "Humans are weird sometimes." The aliens tried the food carefully. Some of it was too spicy for them. Some was too sweet. But they enjoyed the experience of eating together. "In the hegemony, we eat nutrition paste," Zextar said. "It has everything our bodies need." "But is it fun to eat?" asked Lisa. Zextar thought about this. "Fun? Food is fuel. Why should it be fun?" "Because eating is something we do every day," Lisa said. "If we can make it enjoyable, why not? Life is better when you find pleasure in small things." As the night went on, humans and aliens sat around the fire telling stories. Jake told funny stories about his military training. Vexhai recited epic poems from her homeworld. Sam told jokes that made everyone laugh, even when they did not understand all the words. Lieutenant Alex Turner showed them how to play card games. The aliens were very good at poker because they did not show emotions on their faces, but they were terrible at Go Fish because they kept telling the truth when asked if they had certain cards. "You are supposed to lie?" asked Clithon. "It is. Just a game," Alex explained. "A fun kind of lying. Nobody gets hurt. You play games where you pretend to be dishonest? It teaches us to think ahead," Alex said. "And it is exciting to try to figure out what other people are thinking." Whisper of Stars was fascinated by human laughter. In her species, they showed approval by changing colors. But humans made these wonderful sounds when they were happy. "Why do you laugh?" she asked Beth. "Because things are funny," Beth said. "Or because we are happy. Or sometimes because we are nervous." "Can you teach me to laugh?" Beth tried to explain how laughter worked, but it was hard to put into words. Instead, she told funny jokes until Whisper of Stars made a sound that was almost like laughing. Late that night, Captain Zexatar walked alone around the camp. His ship was nearly repaired. By tomorrow, they could leave Earth behind. But something had changed during these 2 days. His crew was different. They smiled more. They asked questions instead of just following orders. They seemed happier. And he felt different, too. The humans had not tried to impress him with their strength or technology. They had shared their food, their stories, their friendship. They had worked alongside his people without expecting anything in return. In all his travels, Zexatar had never met a species like humans. They were weak compared to many races he knew. They had no energy weapons or force fields. But they had something else, something that made his cold warrior heart feel warm. He looked up at the stars and wondered if the galaxy was ready for a species like this. A species that chose kindness over strength, curiosity over conquest, friendship over fear. Maybe the humans were not the primitive species he thought they were. Maybe they were something much more dangerous to the old ways of the galaxy. Maybe they were hope. On the 3rd day, something happened that changed everything. Vexhai, the warrior poet, collapsed during breakfast. She fell to the ground, shaking. Her wings lost their glow and turned gray. The other aliens rushed to help her. "What is wrong?" Dr. Matt Collins asked, kneeling beside her. "She has the fading sickness," Whisper of Stars said sadly. "Her people get it when they are old. There is no cure." "What does it do?" Matt asked, checking her pulse. "It slowly shuts down her body," Captain Zextar explained. "She will sleep more and more until she does not wake up. It might take months." Matt looked at the sick alien. Her breathing was shallow. Her 4 arms trembled. "Can we help her? What treatments have you tried?" Clithon shook his head. "The hegemony does not waste resources on the sick. When someone gets the fading sickness, they are given comfort drugs and left to die." "That is horrible," said Dr. Lisa Park. She held Vexhai's hand gently. "It is practical," Zextar said, but his voice sounded uncertain. "Resources must go to the healthy and productive." Matt stood up with fire in his eyes. "Nobody dies on my watch if I can help it. We are taking her to the medical center, now." "But she is not your species," Clithon said. "You do not even know if your medicine will work on her." "Then we will figure it out," Matt said firmly. Within an hour, Vexhai was in the base hospital. Matt worked with 2 other doctors and 3 nurses. They ran tests and took scans. They did not understand alien biology, but they learned fast. Captain Zextar watched from the corner. In the hegemony, doctors only treated their own species. Resources were too valuable to waste on others. But these humans were spending time and money on an alien they barely knew. "Why are you doing this?" he asked Matt. "Because she is sick and we can help," Matt said simply. "That is what doctors do. But she cannot pay you back. She is not even human." Matt stopped working and looked at Zextar. "Do you really think that matters? She is alive. She is suffering. That is enough." Sam Rodriguez brought his tools to the hospital. The alien medical equipment was more advanced than anything on Earth, but it was broken. Sam worked to repair scanners and treatment devices while the doctors studied Vexhai. "Her nervous system is shutting down," Dr. Sarah Kim explained to the alien captain. "It is like her brain is forgetting how to control her body." "Yes," Zextar said. "That is how the fading sickness works." "But why does it happen?" asked Dr. Jim Taylor, the brain specialist. "Nobody knows," Whisper of Stars said. "It has always been part of my people's life." "Has anyone ever tried to find out?" Sarah asked. The aliens looked at each other. "Why would we?" Clithon asked. "It is natural. Old things die." "Old things die," Jim agreed. "But diseases can be cured, age can be slowed down. We should at least try to understand." Dr. Lisa Park spent the day learning about alien biology. She studied tissue samples and compared them to human cells. Katie Morgan, the communications specialist, helped translate alien medical texts. "Look at this," Lisa said excitedly. She showed everyone a scan of Vex-High's brain. "See these dark spots? They look like the plaques we see in human brain diseases." "Could it be similar to Alzheimer's?" Matt asked. "Maybe," Lisa said. "Or Parkinson's. Something is blocking the signals in her nervous system." Jake Morrison visited the hospital that evening. He found Captain Zextar sitting beside Vex-High's bed. The proud alien captain looked tired and sad. "How is she?" Jake asked. "The same," Zextar said. "Your doctors work hard, but I do not think they can help. The fading sickness always wins." Jake sat down beside him. "Maybe. But they are not giving up. That is not who we are." "I do not understand humans," Zextar said quietly. "In the hegemony, we focus on the strong. The weak are left behind. It is efficient." "Is it, though?" Jake asked. "What if the weak person has knowledge that could save the strong? What if caring for others makes the whole group stronger? How can weakness make you strong?" "When my grandfather was dying," Jake said, "he could not walk or feed himself. He was completely dependent on others. But he taught me more about courage and love in his last year than I learned in all the years before. Taking care of him changed me, made me a better leader." Zextar thought about this. In his culture, the old were sent away when they became burdens. Their wisdom died with them. "Your grandfather was lucky to have you," he said finally. "No," Jake said. "I was lucky to have him." That night, the human medical team made a breakthrough. Working around the clock, they found that Vex-High's disease was similar to human brain disorders. The treatments were not the same, but the ideas behind them were. "We think we can slow it down," Matt told the aliens the next morning. "Maybe even stop it. But we need to try new treatments. It could be dangerous." "How dangerous?" Whisper of Stars asked. "She might get worse faster," Dr. Sarah Kim explained honestly. "Or the treatment might not work at all. But if we do nothing, she will definitely die." The aliens discussed this in their own language. Then Zextar spoke for the group. "In the hegemony, we would let her die peacefully," he said. "But you have shown us a different way. If Vex-High agrees, we will try your treatment." Vex-High was weak, but her mind was still clear. "I want to live," she whispered. "Even if it is dangerous. I want to see what else these humans can teach us." The treatment took 3 days. The humans used a combination of their medicine and repaired alien technology. They worked in shifts, so someone was always watching over her. Alex Turner brought books to read to her. Beth Murphy played soft music. Lisa Park sat with her during the long nights, talking about poetry and art. "Why do you care so much?" Vex-High asked Lisa during one of her wakeful moments. "Because you matter," Lisa said simply. "Your life has value. Your poems make us think and feel. The galaxy would be less beautiful without you in it. But I am just one person, one small alien. Every person is important," Lisa said. "Every life makes the universe a little different, a little better, if we let it." On the 6th day, Vex-High sat up in bed. Her wings glowed with soft light. The gray color was gone from her skin. She looked around the room with bright, alert eyes. "I feel better," she said in amazement. "The darkness in my mind is gone." Dr. Matt Collins smiled tiredly. He had not slept much in a week. "The treatment worked. The disease is gone. You should recover completely." The aliens could not believe it. The fading sickness had been killing their people for thousands of years. No one had ever survived it. But these humans had cured it in less than a week. "How?" Captain Zextar asked. "We did not accept that it could not be cured," Matt said. "We looked at it like a problem to solve instead of a fact to accept." "But you used our medical equipment too," Sarah Kim pointed out. "Your technology is much more advanced than ours. We just used it differently." "You saved my life," Vex-High said, tears in her large eyes. "How can I repay you?" "You do not need to repay us," Matt said. "Just get well. That is payment enough." That evening, there was a celebration. The humans cooked a special meal. The aliens shared songs from their homeworld. Vex High, still weak, but recovering, composed a new poem about hope and friendship. Captain Zextar stood to speak to the mixed group of humans and aliens. 7 days ago, we came here for fuel and repairs, he said. We thought you were a primitive species with nothing to teach us. We were wrong. He looked around at the faces watching him. Human and alien, all listening with respect. You have shown us that strength comes from caring for others, not abandoning them. That knowledge grows when it is shared, not hoarded. That hope can cure things we thought were incurable. He paused, his voice heavy with emotion. You have not just healed our ship and our friend. You have healed something broken in our souls, something we did not even know was sick. Jake Morrison stood up and raised his coffee cup. To new friends, he said, and to the cure for things we thought could never be cured. To new friends, everyone repeated, humans and aliens together, but as they celebrated, none of them knew that their time together was almost over. Soon, Captain Zextar would have to make the hardest choice of his life. A choice that would change not just their lives, but the future of the entire galaxy. The Stellar Wanderer was ready to leave. Sam Rodriguez had fixed everything that was broken. The fuel tanks were full. The ship hummed with power like it had not done in years. But Captain Zextar did not give the order to depart. Instead, he called a private meeting with his alien crew. They gathered in the ship's conference room. The mood was heavy. Everyone knew what they had to discuss. We have a problem, Zextar began. According to hegemony law, we must report this planet and its people to the council. Clithon shifted nervously. What will happen to the humans? Standard procedure, Whisper of Stars said sadly. The hegemony will send diplomatic ships. They will offer the humans membership as a junior species. The humans will have to follow hegemony rules and pay taxes. Their culture will slowly disappear. And if they refuse? Vexhai asked, though she already knew the answer. Then the hegemony will take what it needs by force, Zextar said. Humans would become slaves. Earth would become a resource colony. The room fell silent. They all liked the humans, but disobeying the hegemony was treason. The punishment for treason was death. There is another option, Whisper of Stars said quietly. Everyone looked at her. We could report that Earth is uninhabitable. Dead. Nothing of value here. That would be lying, Clithon said. Yes, she agreed. It would be. Zextar stood and paced around the room. In all his years of service, he had never even thought about disobeying orders, but these 7 days had changed him. If we lie, and they find out later, he began. We all die, Vexhai finished. But if we tell the truth, the humans die, or become slaves. The humans saved my life, Vexhai continued. They asked for nothing in return. How can I repay that kindness by destroying their freedom? Meanwhile, Dr. Lisa Park was showing Jake Morrison the results of her week with the aliens. Her notebook was full of observations and drawings. Their technology is incredible, she said, but their culture is missing something important. What? Jake asked. Joy, Lisa said simply. They have art, but only for religious reasons. They have music, but only for ceremonies. They work together, but only because they have to. She flipped to a page covered in sketches of alien faces. Look at these drawings from day one. See how serious they look? Now look at this. She showed him drawings from the past few days, the same aliens but smiling, laughing, looking relaxed and happy. We changed them, Jake realized. And they changed us, Lisa added. We learned that intelligence comes in many forms, that there is so much more to discover out there among the stars. Jake nodded. The question is, what happens now? They have to report back to their government eventually. As if he had heard them talking, Captain Zextar appeared at the medical center. He looked troubled. Commander Morrison, he said formally, may I speak with you privately? They walked to Jake's office. Zextar closed the door and sat down heavily. I need to tell you something about the hegemony, he began. For the next hour, Zextar explained how the galactic government worked. How they found new species and forced them to join. How they controlled trade and resources. How they crushed any culture that was different from their own. Your people would not survive contact with the hegemony. he said finally. You are too different, too free. They would see you as a threat. Jake felt cold. So what happens to us? If I follow my orders, I report your location. Within a year, hegemony ships arrive. You lose your independence forever. And if you do not follow orders, then I am a traitor. But you stay free. For now. Jake studied the alien captain's face. You are thinking about disobeying orders. Why? Zextar was quiet for a long time. When he spoke, his voice was soft. Because you showed me what I lost long ago. What we all lost when we chose order over freedom, strength over kindness. I do not want that to happen to you. What would you need from us? Jake asked. Nothing, Zextar said. But I have a different idea. A crazy idea that might help both our peoples. That evening, Zextar gathered both humans and aliens together. He had made his decision. My friends, he began, I have something to ask you. Something that will change all our lives. He explained about the hegemony, about what would happen if he reported Earth. About his plan to lie in his official report. The humans listened in shocked silence. They had not realized they were in danger. But lies do not last forever, Zextar continued. Someday, other hegemony ships will find Earth. When that happens, you need to be ready. Ready how? Asked Alex Turner. By not being alone, Zextar said. The hegemony is powerful because they control many worlds. But there are other species out there who are tired of hegemony rule. Species who want freedom like you do. He looked around at all the faces watching him. I want to take some of you with us. To meet these other species, to build alliances, to plant seeds of change throughout the galaxy. You want us to be ambassadors? Dr. Lisa Parks said. More than that, Whisper of Stars added. You would be teachers, showing other species what we learned here, that there is a better way to live. It would be dangerous, Vex High warned. The hegemony does not like change. If they discovered what we were doing, we know, said Jake. But if we do nothing, Earth dies slowly. If we try this, maybe we can save not just Earth, but other worlds too. Dr. Matt Collins stepped forward. I will go. There are probably other species with diseases like the fading sickness. Maybe we can help them too. I will go too, said Lisa Park. To study life throughout the galaxy, and to share what makes humans special. Sam Rodriguez grinned. Somebody needs to teach aliens about percussive maintenance. Count me in. Beth Murphy nodded. Communication is my specialty. The galaxy needs to hear our message. One by one, volunteers stepped forward. Not everyone could go. Earth needed defenders too. But enough humans agreed to make the plan possible. This is not goodbye forever, Jake promised those who were staying. We will find ways to communicate, to send back what we learn, and someday we will come home. Captain Zextar felt something he had not felt in years. Hope. Real, honest hope that things could get better. There is one more thing, he said. This mission will change us all. We will not be the same beings we are today. We will become something new, something the galaxy has never seen before. What is that? Asked Katie Morgan. A family, Zextar said simply. Humans and aliens working together. Not because we have to, but because we choose to. Not for power or resources, but for hope. As the sun set over the desert, two species made a pact that would shake the foundations of galactic civilization. They would show the universe that there was more than one way to live among the stars. But first, they had to survive long enough to spread their message. The real adventure was about to begin. The night before departure, both species worked together to prepare for the long journey ahead. The humans who were staying helped pack supplies and equipment. Those who were leaving said goodbye to friends and family through video calls. Dr. Lisa Park recorded messages for her research team. Keep studying the stars, she said to the camera. Someday we will meet the beings who live near them. Sam Rodriguez left detailed repair manuals for the alien technology. If anything breaks, try hitting it gently first, he wrote in his notes. Sometimes the simple solution is the best solution. Captain Zextar sent a coded message to old friends scattered across the galaxy. Friends who had grown tired of the hegemony's harsh rules. The message was simple. Change is coming. Be ready. The morning of departure arrived too quickly. The stellar wanderer sat gleaming in the desert sun, ready for space. But it was different now. Human equipment had been installed alongside alien technology. The ship was no longer purely alien or purely human. It had become something new. Jake Morrison stood with Alex Turner and Katie Morgan, the humans who were staying behind. "Build our defenses," Jake told Alex. "But remember what we learned. Strength comes from cooperation, not conquest." "I will," Alex promised. "And I will make sure our people remember what happened here. This week will change how humans think about the universe." Katie Morgan had set up communication equipment that could reach the stellar wanderer across vast distances. "Send us messages when you can," she said. "Let us know what you find out there." "We will," promised Beth Murphy, who would handle communications on the ship. "And you keep working on that universal translator. We will need it when we come back." Dr. Matt Collins was bringing alien medical technology back to Earth. "Learn everything you can," he told the doctors who were staying. "When I return, we will teach the galaxy new ways to heal." The hardest goodbye was between the aliens and their human friends. Whisper of Stars had tears in her ethereal eyes as she hugged Dr. Lisa Park. "You taught me that learning can be joyful," she said. "I will never forget that." Vexhai gave a poem to Beth Murphy. "Read this when you miss us," she said. "It will remind you that friendship survives any distance." Clithon shook Sam's hand with all four of his arms. "You fixed more than my ship," he said. "You fixed the way I think about problems." Finally, it was time to go. The mixed crew of humans and aliens walked up the ramp together. They turned to wave goodbye to their friends on Earth. As the ship lifted off, Captain Zextar made an announcement to his crew. "Today we begin a new kind of mission," he said. "We are no longer just explorers or traders. We are healers. We carry a medicine that can cure the sickness of hate and fear that infects the galaxy." "What medicine is that?" asked one of the alien crew members who had not been part of the Earth mission. Dr. Lisa Park answered. "Hope," she said simply. "The belief that things can get better." Their first stop was Kepler Station, a trading post on the edge of hegemony space. The station was home to dozens of species, all following strict hegemony rules. No mixing between species, no sharing of technology, no friendship between different peoples. But the crew of the Stellar Wanderer did not follow those rules. Sam Rodriguez worked alongside alien engineers to improve the station's power systems. He taught them that cooperation made everyone's job easier. Dr. Matt Collins set up a free medical clinic. He treated anyone who needed help, no matter what species they were. Word spread quickly that the human doctor did not ask for payment or papers. Beth Murphy organized cultural exchanges in the station's common areas. Soon, beings who had never spoken to each other were sharing stories and songs. Dr. Lisa Park studied the station's ecosystem and found ways to make it more efficient. She showed the station managers that diversity made systems stronger, not weaker. At first, the station authorities tried to stop them. But the changes they made helped everyone. The power systems worked better. Fewer people got sick. The different species started cooperating instead of competing. "How do you do it?" asked Station Commander Yorix, a reptilian being who had run Kepler Station for 20 years. "We treat everyone like family," said Jake Morrison, who had joined the mission at the last minute. "When you care about each other, everyone benefits." Yorix had never heard this idea before. In the hegemony, you competed with everyone except your own species. Trust was weakness, but he could see the results with his own eyes. The station was running smoother than ever. Crime was down. Productivity was up. People seemed happier. "The hegemony will not like these changes," he warned. "Then maybe it is time for the hegemony to change too," said Captain Zextar. Word of what happened at Kepler Station spread to other worlds. Some hegemony officials tried to stop the Stellar Wanderer from visiting other systems. But the ship had allies now. Beings who wanted to protect this new message of hope. Over the following months, the ship visited 12 worlds. On each one, they left behind the same gifts: medical knowledge, engineering solutions, and most importantly, the idea that different species could be friends. They found planets where war had raged for centuries. The crew showed the warring sides, how to talk instead of fight. They found worlds where disease and hunger were common. Human medicine and alien technology working together solved problems that had seemed impossible. They found species who had forgotten how to make art or music for pleasure. The mixed crew taught them that beauty was valuable for its own sake. Not everyone welcomed their message. Some hegemony officials sent warships to stop them. But the crew had learned to be clever. They stayed ahead of their enemies and found friends in unexpected places. 1 year after leaving Earth, Captain Zexastar received a coded message from Jake Morrison. "The seeds you planted are growing," the message said. "We have been contacted by 17 different worlds. All of them want to learn the human way. All of them want to be free." Zexastar smiled as he read the message aloud to his crew. They were in the ship's common room, sharing a meal together as they always did now. Humans and aliens, laughing and talking like the family they had become. "We did it," said Dr. Lisa Park. "We started a revolution." "Not a revolution of war," added Vex High, who was working on a new poem about their journey. "A revolution of hope." Sam Rodriguez raised his coffee cup. "To the best repair job in galactic history. We came to fix an engine, and we ended up fixing the galaxy." Dr. Matt Collins laughed. "The galaxy is not fixed yet, but we gave it medicine. Now it can heal itself." 2 years later, the stellar wanderer returned to Earth. But they were not alone. A small fleet of ships followed them, representatives from 30 worlds that had chosen friendship over fear. The landing at the Nevada base was like a festival. Hundreds of beings from dozens of species met and celebrated together. Music from many worlds mixed together in the desert air. Jake Morrison, now older and wiser, greeted his friends as they came down the ramp. "Welcome home," he said to the humans who had left Earth 3 years ago. "Thank you," said Beth Murphy, hugging him tightly. "But Earth is not just our home anymore. It belongs to all our friends now." Captain Zexatar stood before the mixed crowd of humans and aliens. His voice carried across the desert as he spoke. 3 years ago, I came to this world to take fuel for my ship. I thought humans were just another primitive species. I was wrong about everything." He looked at the faces around him. So many different kinds of beings, all listening with respect and friendship. Humans did not give us fuel. They gave us something much more valuable. They gave us back our souls. They showed us that the universe is not a place of competition and fear. It is a place of wonder and friendship. He paused, his voice thick with emotion. "The old hegemony is dying. In its place, something new is being born. A confederation of free worlds. A family of species who choose to help each other instead of conquering each other." Jake Morrison stepped forward. "And it all started because one alien captain was brave enough to ask for help instead of taking what he needed. And because one human commander was brave enough to trust strangers from the stars," Zextar replied. As the celebration continued into the night, Dr. Lisa Park sat with Whisper of Stars looking up at the stars. "What happens now?" Lisa asked. "Now, the real work begins," Whisper of Stars said. "Building a new kind of galactic civilization, one based on the principles we learned here. Will it work? I do not know," Whisper of Stars admitted. "But for the first time in my long life, I have hope that it will." Above them, the stars shone down on a desert where 2 species had met as strangers and parted as family, where the course of galactic history had been changed, not by weapons or conquest, but by kindness and understanding. The universe was a vast and dangerous place, but it was also full of possibilities. And thanks to a week in the desert, those possibilities had grown beyond anything anyone had ever imagined. The stellar wanderer had come to Earth to refuel. Instead, Earth had refueled the galaxy's capacity for hope, friendship, and love. And that made all the difference.